What is up, YouTube? Back in Madden 23, today I'm going to be rebuilding the Carolina Panthers after they traded away Christian McCaffrey. Right now they're sitting at 3-8. It's week 12. I did do the play now feature for Madden. They updated it, but it only goes to week 10. So I had to force a win and a loss to get them to the 3-8 record. Obviously they're not doing so great, and as you can see in the top right hand corner, it has Matt Rule as the head coach of the Panthers, and obviously he's not the head coach of them anymore. They already fired him. But in Madden, they still have them on there for whatever reason because they're so great at making video games. But we do have Baker Mayfield, PJ Walker at quarterback. Definitely, they're not the long-term answer. We got Chuba Hubbard and Donta Foreman at running back. Foreman's been having a great couple of games since they got rid of Christian McCaffrey, but he's still only 74 overall with normal dev. He's 26 years old, so he won't be developing. He'll only be getting worse, most likely. He'll have like another year or two of developing, but they still have DJ Moore at wide receiver 1, 86 overall, superstar dev. Teams called to try to trade for him, but they decided they wanted to keep him. They deemed him an essential piece going forward. The offensive line is actually not too bad. You know, left guard and center are definitely areas of need, but we got Ekwonu, the left tackle. He's a rookie, 79 overall with hidden dev. I do want to try to develop Tommy Tremble at tight end. Defensively, the defensive line is actually the strength of the team. There was a rumor that the Rams offered the Panthers 2 first-round picks for Brian Burns, this defensive end right here. Well, the Rams should be happy that the Panthers turned it down because the Rams are straight trash right now. But Brian Burns is 87 overall, superstar dev. Derek Brown's a pretty good defensive tackle. Ioannidis has been good, but he's starting to get up there in age. Gross Matos, 75 overall, star dev. He is 24 years old, so he still has a couple of years. Well, he still has 4 years to develop. The rest of the defense, we got Jackson and J.C. Horn at corners and C.J. Henderson, so there's actually a pretty decent cornerback group here. Definitely going to need some new safeties soon. Shaq Thompson's 28 years old. He's in the prime right now of his career. He's 85 overall with star dev. Gonna need a new middle linebacker. Donovan Wilson ain't the answer, and we'll also need a new outside linebacker. End of the regular season, we finished 5-12, dead last in the division. The Buccaneers won the division with a 10-7 record. The Saints went 8-9, and the Falcons went 7-10. Let's come over here and check out the season stats. We had the 32nd ranked offense, so dead last on offense. Defensively 16th. So Baker Mayfield threw 2,600 yards, 18 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 60% completion with the 85 rating. PJ Walker threw 1,200 yards, 6 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 60% completion with a 77 rating. So both of them are not so great at all. Chuba Hubbard 530 yards, 7 touchdowns, 3.7 per carry. Donta Foreman 400 yards, 4.3 per carry with 7 touchdowns. Receiving, DJ Moore had 859 yards, led the team with 5 touchdowns. Terrace Marshall had 794 yards, 5 touchdowns. Chenault had 700 yards, 5 touchdowns. Tommy Tremble 300 yards, 4 touchdowns. Defensively, Shaq Thompson led the team with tackles, 125. TFLs, Brian Burns had 13, Luvu had 10. Sacks, Brian Burns led the team with 10.5. Luvu had 8. Derek Brown had 4, and Damian Wilson had 4. Shaq Thompson had 4 interceptions, led the team. J.C. Horn had 3. Dante Jackson had 3. C.J. Henderson had 2. Luvu had 1. Derek Brown had an interception, the defensive tackle, 300-pounder. Damian Wilson had 1 interception, and Keith Taylor had 1 interception. I think I called Damian Wilson Donovan Wilson earlier. The Bills beat the Cowboys in the Super Bowl 35-17 to win their first ever Super Bowl, and Von Miller won Super Bowl MVP. Josh Allen won MVP of the regular season with the Bills. Nick Sirianni won Coach of the Year with the Eagles. Cooper Kupp won Offensive Player of the Year with the Rams. Von Miller won Defensive Player of the Year with the Bills. Garrett Wilson won Offensive Rookie of the Year with the Jets. And Devin Lloyd won Defensive Rookie of the Year with the Jaguars. Wide receiver Andre Roberts retired after 13 years, and tight end J.J. Jansen retired after 16 years. We have $58 million in cap space, and the only person I'm going to re-sign is going to be Matt Ioannidis. He is a 75 overall normal dev, 29 years old. He's got a pretty cheap deal here if he'll sign. Now he wants to go to free agency. All right, well, we're moving on from everybody else. There's going to be a ton of roster turnover on here. It's a complete rebuild. This is what the team is looking like before free agency. Obviously, we need a quarterback. We can't be having Johnny Hecker, the punter, out here being the quarterback. Obviously, we need a running back. I mean, we could roll with Chuba Hubbard if we needed to. So we got DJ Moore and LaVisca Chenault at wide receiver 1 and 2. And we actually have some decent depth here at the wide receiver spot, so we don't necessarily need to do anything there. Tommy Tremble is definitely going to be starting at tight end, but it won't let me because he's down here starting at fullback. Let me just fix that real quick. So we need at least a center for sure, and probably even a left guard too. But the rest of the offensive line, we could roll with them. Defensively, need another defensive tackle. Brian Burns jumped up to X Factor, very nice. And Lubu jumped up to Star Dev. How old is this guy? 26 years old. Alright, I guess we could roll with him. Looks like he's supposed to be a speed rusher though. Let me look at him again real quick. Oh, the scheme fit is a power rusher, but he's a 76 overall speed rusher. Cornerbacks, we could use another one, or we still have CJ Henderson, but he's injured. Jeremy Chin jumped up to Star Dev. He's 83 overall. I guess, oh yeah, he was injured, so we didn't see him before, but he's only 25 years old, so we'd definitely be keeping him as strong safety. And then Xavier Woods from the Cowboys, 77 overall. We need to upgrade that spot. I didn't go too crazy in free agency because there wasn't really a whole bunch of great things available, but we did get some stuff that we needed. We got Rashad Penny at running back. I tried to get a couple other running backs, but they turned us down. Bringing in Javon Hargrave as a defensive tackle for 1 year. It's 79 overall, scheme fit. And then Matt Paradis at center. Here in the first round, we have pick number 2 since we had such a terrible season. The best quarterback that's available is this guy, Eddie Gates. He's a projected top 5, but he's actually only a top round 1 talent. I have literally every single quarterback 100% scouted, and he's the best one that's available. The Houston Texans took a wide receiver number 1 overall because he was actually a true top 5 talent. Dude was like 6'6", 230 pounds, like Calvin Johnson over here. But we need a quarterback because I didn't sign one in free agency at all. So I'm just gonna go ahead and draft this guy, Eddie Gates. He's 21 years old, 6'4", 231 pounds. He has elite acceleration, great agility, elite change of direction, decent speed with elite strength and great throw power. And he has A, short accuracy, A, throw on the run, A, under pressure, B, deep accuracy, C, medium accuracy. He only has normal dev. Wow, 93 throw power though. Here in the second round, I'm going to draft this middle linebacker, Glenn Camp from USC. He's a field general, scheme fit, 6'2", 226 pounds. He's a little underweight for what I like, but looks like he's a pretty good athlete. He has good acceleration, elite agility, great speed, and great strength. He has A, awareness, A, play rec, B, hit power. We don't know his tackle or his zone or man coverage. Normal dev, 88 speed. That's terrible. Speed is great, but I hate that he's normal dev. We got another second round pick here. I'm going to draft this free safety, Deacon McBride from UCLA. He's a zone scheme fit, 6 foot, 199 pounds. He has a pretty good physical traits. He's got good in everything except for his jumping is solid. Skills wise, we know for sure he has B tackle, B hit power. His man coverage is only C. His zone coverage could be between an A to a C. Normal dev, once again, 90 speed. Here in the third round, I'm going to draft this right guard, Michael Adams from Florida State. He's an agile scheme fit, 6'2", 329 pounds. It looks like he might actually be a little hidden gem down here. He has good acceleration, great agility, elite change of direction with elite jumping. Normal dev once again. This is just the all normal dev draft. Fourth round pick, I'm going to draft this free safety, Brian Lynn from Rice. He's a run support, and he's 6'3", 208 pounds. 23 years old, but he has good speed and elite strength. Down here in the fourth round, that's what you're looking for, just someone that has like a couple of things that stick out. Normal dev, 89 speed. We have another fourth round pick here. I'm going to draft this running back, Marcus Irvin from Indiana. He is 5'9", 213 pounds, elusive back, scheme fit. 22 years old. He's a top fit for the Panthers, which is us. Physically, he looks pretty good. He has great acceleration, good change of direction, great jumping, good speed. Second fastest 40-yard dash. Normal dev. Here we are in the fifth round. This is the last pick that we have in the entire draft. I'm going to draft this wide receiver, Jason Mitchell. He's projected to be a second to third round pick, and he just keeps falling down the board. So we're just going to go ahead and take him. He's 6'3", 217 pound, physical scheme fit. 22 years old. He has solid speed, good jumping, good change of direction with good strength. Normal dev, once again. Checking out the draft recap, the quarterback is actually a 75 overall that we drafted number 2 in the first round. He only has normal dev, which sucks, but he looks like obviously he's going to be the starter for us, and hopefully he can develop. The linebacker we drafted in the second round is a 74 overall. He has normal dev as well. He did have 88 speed, so these guys are having actually pretty good overalls. This free safety 75. This right guard 74. So even though they all had normal dev, they're actually pretty high overall. So hopefully they can develop nicely. Let's check out the entire draft real quick. That wide receiver the Texans took was an 81 overall. That's why they drafted him number 1. And then a 77 overall wide receiver. This is what the starting lineup looks like for season 2. We got E. Gates, the quarterback, 75 overall, normal dev, starting. Rashad Penny coming over in free agency to be our running back, 80 overall, star dev, scheme fit. DJ Moore and LaVisca Chenault at wide receivers. We got Adams, the rookie, starting at right guard. Defensively, I'm going to end up making Camp the starter at middle linebacker, and I'm going to trade away Donovan Wilson to make sure that stays that way. And then McBride's going to be starting at free safety over Xavier Woods, so he's going to be getting traded away as well. Brought in Hargrave at defensive tackle. Brian Burns is 88 X Factor. JC Horn's up to a 78. Jackson's at 83. Henderson's at 76. Jeremy Chinn's at 83 with star dev. Shaq Thompson's at 84 with star dev. And then on offense, I actually had to make Trimble the starter over top of Thomas. So I think I'm going to go ahead and trade away Ian Thomas as well to make sure that Trimble stays the starter. Ian Thomas is like 27, so he's basically peaked out. Tommy Trimble's only 23, so he still has a lot of room to grow. I'll put Xavier Woods and Damian Wilson on the trade block, and the Atlanta Falcons are willing to give me Cordero Patterson at running back straight up for him. He's 84 overall. I know he's like older, but he's going to be starting for us at running back right away. See how he does in this Carolina Panthers offense, which features the running back. One more thing, I did forget to fire Matt Rule during the offseason, and it won't let me do it during the middle of the season, but I don't think it's that big of a deal because we're still going to be running the same playbooks even if we hired a different coach, so it's all good. The midseason point, we're not off to a great start at all. We're 2-5. The Buccaneers are 5-1. The Saints are 5-1, and the Falcons are 1-6. Let's check out what players we have to negotiate with. We got $111 million in cap space. Probably going to be moving on from Cordero Patterson or wait till the end of the year to see if we want to re-sign him. Brian Burns, I do want to re-sign him for sure. He actually has interest to come back. Bump him up to a 4-year deal. He's coming back. Shaq Thompson, I do want to bring him back too. Might as well just go ahead and throw him a deal right now. 2 years. He wants more years. Alright, we'll wait till the end of the season. Jeremy Chinn, do want to bring him back too for sure. Bump him up to a 5-year deal. He's coming back. Hargrave was a 1-year thing. Chenault probably gonna, I don't know, we'll see how it goes at the end of the year on him. Luvu, same thing, we'll wait till the end of the year. End of the regular season, we finished 8-9. We did miss the playoffs, but we did have a better second half of the season than the first half for sure, based off of that record. We had the 10th ranked offense, very nice. Wasn't expecting that, but I'll definitely take it. And then defensively, apparently we didn't get ranked at all. So we had a 10th ranked defense on yards. Eddie Gates threw for 4,800 yards, 36 touchdowns, 15 interceptions, 66% completion with the 100 rating. That's a great rookie season for sure. Cordero Patterson had 811 yards, 4.1 per carry with 6 touchdowns. Rashad Penny had almost 500 yards, only 3.3 per carry with 12 touchdowns. DJ Moore had 1,100 yards, 8 touchdowns. Chenault had 1,000 yards, 6 touchdowns. Terrace Marshall had 900 yards, 6 touchdowns. And Tommy Tremble had 700 yards with 8 touchdowns. Cordero Patterson also had 56 catches for 500 yards and 3 touchdowns. Defensively, Shaq Thompson led the team in tackles with 125. Derek Brown had 16 TFLs. Brian Burns had 15. Luvu had 12. And Gross Matos had 10. Brian Burns led the team in sacks with 17. Very nice. Luvu had 10.5. Derek Brown had 7.5. Thompson had 4. Dante Jackson led the team in interceptions with 3. Shaq Thompson had 2. And like 4 guys had 1. Cowboys beat the Raiders in the Super Bowl 30-27 to win their 6th Super Bowl. Ezekiel Elliott won Super Bowl MVP. Aaron Rodgers won MVP of the regular season with the Packers. Zach Taylor won Coach of the Year with the Bengals. Jonathan Taylor won Offensive Player of the Year with the Colts. Aaron Donald won Defensive Player of the Year with the Rams. We have $112 million in cap space. I'm going to move on from Cordero Patterson since he's 33 years old. I figured that he would retire, but he decided to keep on coming back. Shaq Thompson, 30 years old. He's 82 overall. He lost his star dev. He's down to normal. But I'm going to go ahead and try to re-sign him just because he's a staple for the team. He's coming back. Javon Hargrave was a 1-year patch. Chenault is 25 years old, 78 overall, star dev. I'll go ahead and offer him a 2-year deal if he accepts it. Yeah, he's coming back. All right. Luvu, I'm gonna move on from him. He's 27 years old. He's basically developed like to his max potential at this point. CJ Henderson still only 25, 76 overall star dev. He wants a 2-year deal. He's bumping up to a 3-year deal and see. He's going to free agency. All right. Gross Matos is 26 years old. He wants a 2-year deal for $13 million. I think I'm gonna move on from him and try to get somebody better. Try to bring the kicker back real quick. He's going to free agency as well. All right. Paradis is done. He's 72 overall. That was a 1-year thing. It's probably going to be it for everyone else. This is what the team is looking like before free agency. The quarterback still only has normal dev. We do need to get like a legit star running back because this Panthers playbook always features the running back and the running and passing game. So we definitely need to do something about that. We need another center probably. The right guard that we drafted is still only a normal dev. Tommy Tremble's up to a 77. Defensively, none of our guys got up in dev trade, huh? Camp is still a normal dev. McBride's still a normal dev. We need another defensive tackle and another pass rushing defensive end, and we need an outside linebacker. Only bringing in 3 guys in free agency. We're getting Nick Bosa, defensive end, 99 overall X Factor. So now we got 2 elite pass rushers on the defense. Bringing in James Bradbury on a 1-year deal to be our #1 cornerback, 84 overall star dev. Grover Stewart, defensive tackle, 84 overall star dev. Here in the first round, we have pick number 11. At pick number 10, the Houston Texans drafted this tight end that I was going to try to get. He was a top 5 true talent. He had an A in like every single thing. Of course, they drafted him right before I was going to draft, so. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and look at the favorites that I have here. And I'm going to draft this center, Zaire Tool. He's a power, so it's not necessarily a scheme fit because we have an agile scheme fit. But he's a true first round talent. He's 6'3", 310 pounds, 21 years old. He has a pretty good athletic traits, and his skills wise, he has A in a whole bunch of stuff. So he's got hidden dev, 87 strength. Here in the second round, I'm going to draft this middle linebacker, Isaiah Weaver from Florida State. He's a field general scheme fit, 6'1", 233 pounds, 22 years old. He has a great acceleration with good speed and good strength. He has A hip power with B tackle. He only has normal dev. Freaking crap. 87 speed though. Here in the third round, I'm going to draft this running back, Jose Randall from California. He's 6'1", 228 pounds. He's a power back. Trying to get us a good running back for this offensive playbook that we have. He has a great acceleration, good jumping, good speed with elite strength. Skills wise, he has A break tackle. His spectacular catch is a C. So we need someone that can catch, but if we have to, we can just trade for a running back. But I'm going to take a chance on this guy. He has normal dev with 92 speed, 84 strength. Here in the fourth round, I'm going to take another chance on a running back here. Raheem Martin from New Mexico State. He's an elusive back, scheme fit, 5'11", 198 pounds, 22 years old. He has great change of direction with elite jumping and great speed. He runs the fastest 40 in the whole class. He has B break tackle. His catching could be between a B to a D, so just taking a chance, and he has normal dev. The center was a 75 overall, and we did see that he has hidden dev, so he'll be starting right away for us at center. Middle linebacker, second round pick, it was a 74 overall, and he had normal dev once again. I'll probably end up moving him to outside linebacker. And then the running back we drafted in the third round is a 75 overall. He did have normal dev, but he might end up just being the new starter for us. I don't know. I'm going to see what I can do about that. And then the other running back was a 72 overall, normal dev as well. So I don't know. I still might just go ahead and trade for an elite running back because we really need a good running back for this playbook. Check out the rest of the draft. Number 1 overall pick was a 76 overall defensive end by Houston. Where's that tight end at that I wanted? This is the guy I wanted, Brenton McMullen. So Houston had 2 first round picks, huh? That tight end McMullen was 77 with 86 speed. Did he have hidden dev? Yeah, he did. These guys. So who was the highest overall in the class? 80 overall wide receiver, drafted in the 3rd round. What the hell? Let me see this. He is 5'8", 195 pounds, 23 years old. Hidden dev. He only has 88 speed even though he's so little. So he's like freaking Julian Edelman or something. This is what the starting lineup looks like for season 3. The quarterback Gates is a 78 with normal dev. I decided that I'm just going to roll with Randall that we drafted. I did debate on if I was going to try to trade for a running back, and I did look at some, but decided to just give him a chance. He's a rookie, so maybe he'll have a breakout season and win Rookie of the Year offensively. I ended up trading away Penny and maybe even Hubbard too, just to make sure that he's a starter. We got DJ Moore, 88 overall, star dev, wide receiver 1, and then we got Chenault at wide receiver 2. Tommy Tremble's up to a 77. We got the rookie center starting over top of Christensen. He's a 76 with hidden dev. Defensively, I moved Weaver over to left outside linebacker, and we still got Camp from last season. The guy drafted, he's going to be starting at middle linebacker. And we still got McBride at free safety. We got Jeremy Chin at strong safety. The big thing that we did was upgrade the defensive tackle spot with Grover Stewart, and then we also brought in Nick Bosa. Was the biggest move. So we got 2 elite pass rushers here on the defensive line. We also brought in Bradbury to be cornerback 1, and we got J.C. Horn at cornerback 3. Jackson's cornerback 2. Trading running back Penny to the Bears for a 3rd round pick straight up. And I'm also trading the running back Chuba Hubbard to the Cardinals for a 4th round draft pick. Here at the midseason point, we're 4-3, not off to a bad start at all. We're 2nd in the division. The Buccaneers are 5-2. The Saints are 3-4, and the Falcons are 3-4 as well. See what players we have to negotiate with. We still got $100 million in cap space. Derek Brown, definitely want to bring him back. A couple of guys over here, so Derek Brown, start with him. He wants 3 years, $46 million, but he's not interested in re-signing at all, so I'm going to bump him up to a 5-year offer. Still wants a bigger offer. Dante Jackson, 28 years old. I do want to bring him back, but I'm going to wait till the end of the year. Since he's 28, he's going to start regressing. James Bradbury, same thing. Grover Stewart, same thing. Austin Corbett, 28 years old. I want to wait till the end of the year as well. All these guys are getting older. All right, J.C. Horn is 24 years old. He wants a 3-year deal for $16 million. Let's bump him up to a 4-year. Is he going to accept it? Nope, he wants more. Everybody always wants more, right? Tommy Tremble, 24 years old. He actually is interested in re-signing. 77 overall, scheme fit, star dev. Offer him this 3-year deal. He's excited to come back to the team. And do we have anyone else over here? Nope. End of the regular season, we finished 10-7. We won the division. The Buccaneers went 9-8. The Falcons went 7-10, and the Saints went 4-13. See what happened with the stats over here. We had the 30th ranked offense. What the heck? That's freaking terrible. Defensively, number 2. Alright, so Eddie Gates threw 4,200 yards, 28 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 62% completion with a 94 rating. So he had a bit of a regression there. Running backs did not do so great. It looks like Jose Randall missed 10 games on the season with injury, or he played in 10 games, he missed 7. So Irvin had 600 yards, 3.3 per carry with 9 touchdowns. Randall had 400 yards, 3.2 per carry with 5 touchdowns. So those running backs definitely ain't winning no awards. DJ Moore had 900 yards with 4 touchdowns. Terrace Marshall had 800 yards, 7 touchdowns. Chenault had 800 yards, 9 touchdowns. Trimble had 700 yards, 3 touchdowns. Marcus Irvin actually had 73 catches for almost 700 yards and 4 touchdowns as a running back. Defensively, Shaq Thompson and Glenn Camp led the team in tackles. Nick Bosa had 18 TFLs, Brown had 12, and Burns had 10. Nick Bosa led the team in sacks with 20. That's why we paid him all that money, man. Brian Burns had 12.5 sacks, Derek Brown had 10, and Stewart had 4. Weaver, the rookie linebacker, had 3 interceptions. Jackson had 3, Bradbury had 3, and then 3 other guys had 1. We're going to be playing against the 9-8 Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the wild card round, and we also have the Cowboys against the Commanders, the Seahawks against the Lions, and the Vikings had a 1st round bye week. We're going to simulate the game to see if we advance to the next round. Are we going to beat the Buccaneers, or are they going to beat us? And we lost 25-21. Wouldn't you know it? So yeah, I've been trying to fire Matt Rule, and he keeps saying that his contract gets extended, so can't get fired because apparently I have coaches can't get fired on or off or something. I don't know. It'll let me fire the assistants, but it won't let me fire him because I guess technically I am playing his role in this game, so nothing I can do about that. Chiefs beat the Commanders in the Super Bowl 21-17 to win their 3rd Super Bowl. Clyde Edwards-Helaire won Super Bowl MVP with the Chiefs. Dak Prescott won MVP of the regular season with the Cowboys. Kevin O'Connell won Coach of the Year with the Vikings. Jonathan Taylor won Offensive Player of the Year with the Colts. Myles Garrett won Defensive Player of the Year with the Browns.
$115 million in cap space. I do want to bring Derrick Brown back for sure. I already offered him a deal, but he turned it down. 5-year deal. Just go ahead and bump it up even a little bit more. He's coming back. We had to overpay for him, but he's worth it though. Dante Jackson, do want to bring him back. Let's go with the 2-year deal on him since he's 29. He's coming back. He's excited to come back. James Bradbury, he fell down to normal dev, but he's still 82 overall. He only wants almost $7 mil. I'll just go ahead and offer that to him and see. He wants to go to a new team. All right, we might be able to upgrade that position anyways. Austin Corbett, 29 years old. He wants 2 years, 16.9. He's coming back. And then we got Grover Stewart. Hey, I'll go ahead and bring him back. He's still 82 overall with star dev, and he's extremely interested. So I'll just go throw him this 1-year deal. He's happy to come back. And do we have anybody else? JC Horn. I'm going to see if I can just go ahead and upgrade that position, I guess. And I think that's going to be it. So what the team is looking like before free agency, the quarterback Gates has not been developing at all. He's still staying around a 78 with normal dev. Neither one of the running backs bumped up in dev trait, so not messing around this season. I'm definitely going to get us an elite running back. We could use a third wide receiver. Offensive line still looks good right now. Defensively, Weaver jumped up to star dev. Nice. I'll probably end up moving him to middle linebacker and move Camp to outside linebacker so Weaver can get more playing time. Defensive line looks freaking insane. This might be the best defensive line I ever had in a rebuild. We need we need 2 cornerbacks. Could use an upgrade at free safety, so. But obviously we're gonna be prioritizing this running back spot and wide receiver 3 and then a corner. I'm getting Asante Samuel Jr. at cornerback. He's 84 overall with X Factor, 25 years old. I'm also bringing in Desmond King on a 1-year deal at cornerback 3. He's going to be 81 overall, scheme fit, star dev. And Noah Brown's going to be our third wide receiver, 76 overall, scheme fit with normal dev. I did try to get Najee Harris. He was available at running back. I gave him a huge offer, but he decided to go back with the Steelers instead. He would have been the perfect running back for us. He's 88 overall. He can run and catch. Decided to trade for running back Breece Hall from the Jets. He's an 86 overall, scheme fit. I think he's 24 years old with star dev. We're going to give up a 1st round pick and a 7th round pick. I'm happy to do that instead of taking a chance on a rookie running back, and we don't know if he's going to be good or not. 2nd round, since we traded away our 1st round pick for running back Breece Hall from the Jets, I'm going to draft this defensive tackle Tyree Sinclair from Texas. He's 6'5", 297 pounds. He's a speed rusher, scheme fit. He is 21 years old and he has pretty good physical traits. He has great acceleration, great change of direction with elite speed and good strength. He has the fastest 40-yard dash. He's got hidden dev with 80 speed, 89 strength. Here in the 3rd round, I'm going to draft this tight end, Cordell Washington from Oklahoma. He's 6'4", 248 pounds, vertical threat. He has the potential to have A in a lot of things, so we're basically just going to take a chance on him. He's 23 years old, great acceleration, good speed, good agility. Normal dev 82 speed. We have another 3rd round pick here. I'm going to draft this free safety Junior Vernon from Wisconsin. He's 5'10", 216 pounds, hybrid, 22 years old, and he has great acceleration, great agility, good change of direction. His speed is only decent, but taking a chance. 86 speed is terrible. Checking out the draft recap, the defensive tackle I drafted in the 2nd round is a 74 overall, so that's pretty good. We're going to need someone to take over for Grover Stewart at defensive tackle probably after this season, since he's like 32 or 33 years old. 21 years old, hidden dev, nice pick. And then everyone else pretty much not worth talking about. Let's see what happened with the entire NFL draft recap. Number 1 pick was a 75 overall quarterback. The Saints can't catch a break. They drafted a 69 overall quarterback with the number 2 pick. Man, that sucks for them. Highest overall in the entire class was this defensive tackle, 79 overall, taken in the 1st round. A right guard, 77 overall, and a wide receiver that got drafted in the 5th round, 76 overall. Nice. This is what the team is looking like for the start of season 4. Gates is still just a 78 overall with normal dev. We traded for Breece Hall from the Jets, so hopefully he'll actually give us some great production from the running back spot. He's an 87 overall with star dev. Still got DJ Moore, 89 overall star. Chenault to 80 with star. Brought in Noah Brown to be wide receiver 3. He's a 79 with normal dev. Ekwonu is developing nicely. He's 86 with superstar dev at left tackle. Offensive line actually looks good. Trimble's up to 80 with star dev. Defensively, we drafted Sinclair in the second round. He's probably going to take over for Grover Stewart next season at the defensive tackle 2 spot. We brought in Asante Samuel Jr. He's got X Factor. We've got 2 defensive ends that have X Factor. I moved Weaver from left outside linebacker to middle linebacker. Since he has star dev, he should be able to get more playing time on the field, more reps, I guess you could say. Jeremy Chin's at 86 overall, star dev at strong safety, and McBride and Camp still just have normal dev. Thompson lost his star dev, but he actually gained it back apparently, so that's good to see. The midseason point, not off to the best start. We're 3-4, but luckily the entire division is not doing the best. The leader is 4-2 Falcons, the Buccaneers are 4-3, and the Saints are 4-3 as well. See what players we had to bring back. We got $117 million in cap space. DJ Moore, definitely want to bring him back. Breece Hall, we're going to be bringing him back for sure. So we have a few guys here. Let's start with DJ Moore. He wants a 4-year deal for $76 million. He wants more years. All right, well, Breece Hall, he wants a 5-year deal for almost $22 million. I'll offer it to him straight up. Exactly the offer that he was looking for. Taylor Martin, probably bring him back, but I'm going to wait till the end of the year. Grover Stewart, probably going to be moving on from him since we drafted his replacement. Desmond King was most likely a 1-year thing. Shaq Thompson, I'm going to wait till the end of the year to see what to do with him. Same thing with Chenault. The regular season, we won the division with a 12-5 record. Like to see that for sure. The Buccaneers went 11-6. The Falcons went 10-7, and the Saints went 9-8. Check out the season stats over here, see what happened. We got the 17th ranked offense, way better than 30th was what we had last year. 3rd ranked defense, so defense is still holding steady. Eddie Gates threw for 4,300 yards, 35 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 64% completion with a 103 rating, so it's the best season yet so far. Breece Hall had 1,000 yards, 4.8 per carry with 8 touchdowns. That's what we needed to get right there. Some great production from him. DJ Moore had 1,100 yards, 6 touchdowns. Noah Brown, 700 yards, 5 touchdowns. Chenault had 600 yards, 4 touchdowns. Trimble had 500 yards, 5 touchdowns. Breece Hall had 40 catches, 500 yards, 4 touchdowns. Marcus Irvin, 35 catches, 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. Shaq Thompson led the team in tackles with 134, and Glenn Camp had 93. So what happened to Weaver? He only had 58. All right. Brian Burns led the team in TFLs with 13. Bosa had 12, and Brown had 11. Sacks, Bosa had the most with 15. Burns had 14. Derek Brown had 11.5, and Deontay Young had 5. Grover Stewart had 2.5. Desmond King had 2 interceptions. Samuel Jr. had 2. Camp had 2. Jackson had 2. Weaver had 1. Thompson had 1. Chen had 1, and McBride had 1. We do have a breakout dev trait potential here for the running back spot. It's going to be for Marcus Irvin. Oh, really? Get Marcus Irvin 2 touchdowns or 100 yards rushing, receiving. Yeah, it's not going to happen. He's a backup. We're going to be playing against the 10-7 Atlanta Falcons in the first round, our division rival. We also have the Lions against the Commanders, the 49ers against the Bucks, and the Cowboys have a first round bye week. Going to simulate this game and see if we can get the win or not. And we ended up losing 21-17. Let's check out the breakout player thing and see what happened. Oh, he didn't get it. The Bills beat the Commanders in the Super Bowl 45-24 to win their 2nd Super Bowl. Josh Allen won Super Bowl MVP. Joe Burrow won MVP of the regular season with the Bengals. Our coach, Matt Rule, won Coach of the Year. What the heck? Amari Cooper won Offensive Player of the Year with the Browns. Aaron Donald won Defensive Player of the Year with the Rams. We have $138 million in cap space. We will definitely want to try to bring DJ Moore back. We offered him a 4-year deal, but he turned it down. Let's go to 5 years. He's coming back. Taylor Martin, definitely want to bring him back. He wants a 1-year deal for like $9.5 million. He wants to go to free agency instead. Desmond King, probably going to see if I can upgrade his spot. Grover Stewart, moving on from him. We already got his replacement. Chenault, 27 years old, still has star dev, 80 overall. I'm going to see if I can just go ahead and upgrade his position as well. Shaq Thompson, still 80 overall. We'll go ahead and bring him back. He's coming back, the exact offer that he wanted, he said. Who else do we have? I think that's going to be it. Team is looking like before free agency. We do need at least 2 wide receivers and a right tackle on offense. Other than that, I think we're pretty much good on there. Defensively, Camp jumped up to star dev now too. Nice. Sinclair had hidden dev, but apparently he lost it and he only has normal dev, but he's still gonna be the starter for us. Free agency, I signed George Pickens at wide receiver. He's an 84 overall star dev, 25 years old. I was able to get Taylor Martin back at right tackle. Also bringing in Drake London at wide receiver because we needed 2 wide receivers. And Shaquille Griffin is the best cornerback I could get to actually sign to the team. I did offer a bunch of other guys, but they all turned me down. Here in the first round, we got pick 24 since we made it to the playoffs. Our quarterback hasn't been developing really, so I'm going to take a chance on this quarterback that's still sitting here. Dalvin Pippen is his name. He's probably Scottie Pippen's like little grandson or something. From Maryland, 6'3", 210 pounds. He's a scrambler. Only got him 50% scouted, but we don't know like a lot about him. But he's 21 years old, and his athletic traits look freaking great. He has great in literally everything, except for his throw power is only good. He has A awareness, A break sack, medium accuracy is a B, short accuracy is a C. We don't know anything else, so. He's got hidden dev, 87 speed with 91 throw power. Wow, this guy is legit. The second round, I'm going to draft this tight end, JP Bass from West Virginia. He is 6'4", 275 pounds, possession scheme fit. We only have him 50% scouted, but he has the potential to have A in a whole bunch of things. He's really a good athlete. Also, he has good in everything except for his jumping is solid and his strength is great. And he can pass block, and apparently he can truck people. He's got hidden dev with 82 speed. Here in the third round, I'm going to draft this running back, Nathan Strickland from Princeton. He's 5'11", 197 pounds. He's an elusive scheme fit. I have him 100% scouted, and he's a true second to third round talent. We're in the back end of the third round, so this is a good spot to draft him. He has really good physical traits. He has great in acceleration and agility, good change of direction, elite jumping with good speed. Normal dev, 92 speed. Looking at the draft recap, the quarterback we drafted in the first round is only a 72 overall. He does have hidden dev. I don't know if I want to start him or not. I mean, if it was the first season, I definitely would. I don't know, we're going to have to figure that out. I'm still debating on that. Tight end we drafted in the second round is a 73 overall. He did have hidden dev as well. He's a possession scheme fit. And then the running back I drafted in the third round is only a 70 overall, so been taking a lot of chances on running backs and it hasn't been working out. Similar to the rest of the picks, nobody's good. The rest of the draft recap, number 1 overall pick was a 72 overall. Looks like a bunch of low 70s in the top 6 picks here. Highest in the entire draft was a running back. The Cowboys drafted Aries Jackson, 78 overall. What the team is looking like for the 5th and final season, I'm going to go ahead and just roll with Gates for this last season since he's 7 higher overall with the 79. Brees Hall's up to 89. DJ Moore's at 89 with star. Pickens we brought in free agency is 86, and Drake London we brought in free agency is 86 as well, playing up with the huge morale boost. We got Bass, the tight end that we drafted, is going to be starting for us at fullback. Apparently he's going to be a beast fullback. He's like 280 pounds. Ekwonu is a 88 superstar at left tackle. The offensive line looks pretty good. It's been developing nicely. Tommy Tremble's up to 82 with star dev at tight end. Defensively, we still got a nasty defensive line. Sinclair is going to be starting in his 2nd season. Samuel's at 87 with X Factor. Jackson's at 84. We brought in Griffin at cornerback 3. Still got McBride with 81 normal dev at free safety. Weaver, Camp, and Thompson at linebacker, and then Jeremy Chin at strong safety, 87 with star dev. Here at the midseason point, we're off to a great start, 6-1 record, leading the division, but everyone else is hot on our tail with 5-2 records for the Bucks, the Saints, and the Falcons, simulating to the end of the season and seeing if we make the playoffs. End of the regular season, we finished 14-3. We had the best record in the entire division. We had a first-round bye week out here straight murking foes. Stats-wise, on the entire year, we got the 14th ranked offense. It looks like Eddie Gates got injured because he barely had 3,200 passing yards, and the 3rd ranked defense. Brees Hall led the entire NFL in rushing yards. Eddie Gates had 3,200 yards passing, 29 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 66% completion with a 105 rating. Good thing we drafted Dalvin Pippen. He had 1,000 yards passing, 10 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 67% completion with the 112 rating. He did even better. Hall had the season of his life. He had 328 carries, 1,600 yards, 4.9 per carry with 13 touchdowns. Like to see that for sure. George Pickens, 1,000 yards, receiving 9 touchdowns. Drake London, 900 yards, receiving with 10 touchdowns. Breece Hall had 64 catches for 700 yards and 7 touchdowns. DJ Moore, 600 yards, 5 touchdowns, and a tight end Trimble, 500 yards, 8 touchdowns. Shaq Thompson led the team in tackles with 115. Derrick Brown had 17 TFLs along with Brian Burns, and Nick Bosa had 16 sacks. Nick Bosa had 24 freaking sacks. Dude's out here killing it. Brian Burns had 18 as well, so these two guys right here, they're just murdering quarterbacks, man. Derrick Brown had 7.5 sacks, and then Sinclair in his rookie season had 6 sacks. Like to see that. Dante Jackson, 3 interceptions. Thompson had 2. Griffin had 2. Chen had 2. McBride had 2, and then 4 other guys had 1 interception. Checking out the depth chart before we go into the playoff game, and it looks like Corbett's injured for 1 more week. I have Gates as a starter, but Pippen's already up to a 75. I was hoping his depth chart was going to be revealed, but he still needs like 85 more snaps in order to reveal it. Well, he had better stats overall in the season, so I'm gonna go ahead and make him the starter for this playoff game. Roll with him like that. Defensively, anything changed over here? Where's Burns at? Burns is injured too. He's out for 1 week. All right, well, let's see what happens with this playoff game. We're going to be playing against the 9-8 Detroit Lions in the divisional round since we had a bye week. And on the other side, we have the Commanders against the Buccaneers. Playing in Carolina in the divisional round. First quarter, we're down 3-0. Can we get us a points here? We're up 7-3 in the second. We're up 14-3 in the second. Now it's 14-10. We're still winning in the third quarter. Put some points up. Come on. We're up 17-10 in the fourth, and we won the game. After that game, Dalvin Pippen still needs 25 more snaps to reveal his dev trait that is hidden. We're going to be playing against the 9-8 Washington Commanders in the conference championship. It seems like they made it to the Super Bowl like 2 or 3 times in this rebuild. They beat the Falcons 24-21. They beat the Buccaneers 19-14. On the other side, we had the Chiefs and the Ravens. Carolina NFC Conference Championship game, first quarter, we're losing 7-0. Now we're losing 10-0. We did start Dalvin Pippen at quarterback again. 10-3 in the third, we're losing by 7. Now we tied it up 10-all. Now we're losing 17-10 in the fourth. Tied 17-all in the fourth quarter. Come on, we need to put some points up. We're up 24-17 in the fourth, and we get the win. We are going to the Super Bowl. The rookie quarterback. Dalvin Pippen's dev trait has been revealed, and he just has star dev, but he's already up to a 77 overall, so it's pretty much really similar to Gates, who's already been in here for like, what, 3-4 years now? I saw that Breece Hall had superstar dev, and I didn't mention it, but yeah, it's awesome that he jumped up to that. We're going to be going against the 11-6 Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl. They beat the Bengals 28-21. They beat the Jaguars 37-31, and then they beat the Ravens 38-35. So all their games are actually pretty freaking close. Playing in the Super Bowl, looks like it's gonna be in Miami. Yeah, I see Dolphins logos out there. Second quarter, we're down 7-6. We're up 13-7. We're losing 21-13 in the third. Now 24-13. We're getting murdered 31-13. Now it's 38-20. Fourth quarter, we're losing by 21 points. 41-27, now 44-27. What happened to our defense, man? We had the third-ranked defense giving up 47 points. What the heck? Decided to check out the player stats real quick from the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes had an amazing game. 127 rating, 336 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Dalvin Pippen actually did pretty good. He had a 96 rating, 355 yards, 4 touchdowns, but he did make 2 mistakes, throwing 2 interceptions. Breece Hall had 77 yards on 13 carries, 5.9 per carry. The City Chiefs beat us in the Super Bowl 47-27 to win their 4th Super Bowl, and cornerback L'Jarius Sneed won Super Bowl MVP. Trevor Lawrence won MVP of the regular season with the Jaguars. Roy Walker won Coach of the Year with the Falcons. Dang, look at this. Breece Hall won Offensive Player of the Year with the Panthers. Nick Bosa won Defensive Player of the Year with the Panthers. Out here straight balling. This is what the final team looks like. Gates' contract is going to be up right now, so Dalvin Pippen would actually be taking over as a starter. I would just roll with him and move on from Gates. Breece Hall had a freaking amazing season. He's up to a 96 superstar. Drake London's a 90 with star. DJ Moore is a 88 with star. Pickens is a 88 with star. This team is set up to be elite for the next probably like 5 to 10 years. Offensive line's looking great. Trimble's up to 84 with star dev. Defense has been carrying us the whole time. We got Nick Bosa and Brian Burns out here, the sack masters, getting all the sacks. Samuel lost his X factor. He's down to a 90 with superstar dev. And then Jackson's 83 with star. Shaq Thompson held his overall pretty good throughout the whole entire rebuild. Derrick Brown developed nicely. He's up to a 94 with star dev. So that's going to be it for the video. If y'all like what y'all saw, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate that. Hit the like button. Say something down in the comments. I appreciate everyone for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.